Hello, my dear students. Welcome all of you to Manu Law classes. So today we are going to discuss some of the previous year questions from CLAT. We will be taking the questions from the basic numeracy and a couple of questions from the logical reasoning section also. So let's go for the questions. First question: a municipality of a town increases water tax by 20%. Water tax is increased by 20% and water consumption decreases by 20%. Then the percentage increase or decrease in the monthly expenditure is, my dear, monthly expenditure, or I can say monthly revenue. What will be the change in the expenditure? So can I say here the expenditure means the total amount spent. And total amount, how can you find the total amount? Total amount is equal to price of water into quantity of water consumed. Price here I am considering how much price they are paying. Price means here I am considering the tax. Okay, beta. So total amount is equal to price into the quantity. Price I am taking here as the tax. So I am considering initially the price was 10 rupee per liter and consumption was 100 liters. You can consider any number. Fine, you take any number. For the simplicity, I am taking 10 and 100. So if the price was 10 rupee per liter and the quantity consumed was 100 liters, in that case, what was the total amount or total expenditure, total spending, whatever term you want to use, it was 1000 rupees. Now, price has been increased by 20%. So, what is 20% of 10? 20% of 10, it is very easy, 2. So, price will increase by 2. So, it will become 12 rupee per liter. And the quantity decreases by 20%. 20% of 100 is 20. So, it will decrease by 20 rupee. So, it will become 80 rupee, 80 liters. Fine. Now, I am repeating. When the price was 10 and consumption was 100 liter, the expenditure was 1000 rupees. Now the price has been increased to 12 and the quantity consumed is 80 liters. So what will be the expenditure here? 12 into 80, 960 rupees. So 1000 rupee earlier expenditure, final expenditure 960. So what is the change here? We can say that it is decreasing by 40 rupees. So there is a reduction. 1000 became 960, 40 rupee reduction. This 40 rupee reduction on 1000, what is the percentage value? 40 upon 1000 into 100. You can cancel out these two zeros and this zero will also get cancelled. So we can say 4% reduction, 4% decrease. This is one method. Second method, let the original expenditure was 100 rupees. Fine. When the price will increase or the tax will increase, this expenditure will also increase. Price increases by 20%. So the new expenditure will become 120 rupees. Now we are decreasing the consumption. So 20% reduction in the consumption. Now that 20% will be applicable on this 120. First of all, I hope very easily you can find 20% of 120. It will come out to be 24 rupees. So 20% of 120, it is 24. So reduction of 24 rupees, new expenditure will become 96. Earlier expenditure 100, now it become 96. So can I say there is a 4% reduction? 4% reduction. So here you can simply use this method also. Very small, fine. So you can use the previous method also, but if you in your exam, your target is to save the maximum amount of time that you can take and try to attempt the question in the minimum possible time. I hope it is clear. Fine. So let's go for the next question. A child was born on 13th January 1976. 13 Jan 1976. After 10 years, the date will be 13 Jan 1986. 1986. So there is a gap of 10 years. Okay. My dear, we know that there are two kinds of year. One is non-leap year. Non-leap year has 365 days. 365 days can be written as 52 weeks plus 1 day extra. And 366 days means 52 weeks and 2 days extra. 52 weeks and 2 days extra. A leap year has 1 day extra and a non-leap year has 2 days extra. So out of these 10 years, we can say 3 years will be leap year. Which 3 years? 1976, 1980, 1984. These 3 years will be leap years and 7 years will be non-leap years. So each leap year has 2 days extra and a non-leap year has 1 day extra. So how many days extra you will get? 3 to the 6, 7 1 the 7. 6 plus 7, 13 days. Okay, beta. So we are getting 13 days extra. So 13th January 1976, this was given to be Tuesday according to the question. So my answer is Tuesday plus 13 days. Tuesday plus 13 days. So Tuesday plus 13 days is Monday. My dear, this 13 days can be written as 1 day less than 2 weeks. 1 day less than 2 weeks. So can I say after 2 weeks again we will get Tuesday, but we are falling short by 1 day. So it means 1 day before Tuesday. Answer will be Monday. I am repeating, from 1976 to 1986. This is a span of 10 years. If there is a year which is non-leap year, it will have 1 day extra and a leap year will have 2 days extra, as explained here. So out of these 10 years, 1976, 1980 and 1984, these 3 years will be leap year and remaining 7 years will be non-leap year. So a leap year has 2 extra days. So 3 leap years will have 3 into 2, 6 extra days. 7 non-leap year, each year has 1 day extra. So 7 will have 7. 6 plus 7, 13 days. So we are talking about a day of the week which will fall 13 days after Tuesday. So Tuesday plus 13 days will be Monday. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now this is the question from coding. In a certain code, clever, C-L-E-V-E-R, clever. Clever is written as X-O-V-E-I, X-O-V-E-V-I. Then what will be the code of smart? S-M-A-R-T. My dear, if I write the positions, relative positions of these letters, I'm considering A as 1, B as 2, like this. So in that case, it is 3, 12, 5, 22, 5, 18. X is 24th letter of the English alphabet. 15th letter. V is 22nd letter. E is 5th letter. V 22nd letter. I is 9th letter of the English. So what is the relation? Third letter is written as 24th letter. 12th letter is written as 15th letter. So one thing you can observe here, that 3 plus 24, it is 27. So sum of their positions is 27. Third letter, 24th letter, it is 27th letter. Similarly, 12th letter is replaced by 15th letter. Their sum is also 27. Fifth letter is replaced with 22nd letter. What is the sum? 27 letter. So I can say that sum of the positions of these letters is 27. Fine. This is one logic. Another logic, you can check why is it happening. If C is the third letter from the beginning, you can check X is the third letter from the end. Fine. So this is called complementary pair. So we initially we are starting with the front, and then in the answer we are approaching from the back end. Fine. So third letter from the beginning is C and third letter from the end is X. Similarly, R is the 12th letter from beginning. It is replaced by 12th letter from the end. O is the 12th letter from the end. This logic can also be applied. So whenever it is happening, complementary pair we are checking, in that case sum of the positions will come out to be 27. So what will be the position of, what will be the code for smart? I am writing their relative positions. S is 19, M is 13, A is first, R is 18, T is 20. We know that sum of the position should be 27. So 19 is replaced by 8. 13 plus 14 is 27. 1 plus 26. 18 plus 9 is 27. 20 plus 7. So right there, H. 8 will be H. 14th is N. Now from here only you can check in the options. B option HN. B is the only option which is starting with HN. So directly in the exam you mark it. Fine. B is the right answer. Otherwise, if you want to write it completely, then it's fine. 9th is I and it is G. H N Z I G. But from the first two letters only you can get the answer by looking at the options. I hope it is clear, my dear. Fine. Now, see, this is very interesting question. So I'm writing here Q4 R T. If you look in the question, in all these parameters or in all these terms, the sequence of QRT is same. QRT, QRT, QRT. Okay. So their order will be same. Q, R, T. They are in the same order. But some numbers are also inserted. In the first case, in the first Q4RT, we are provided with a number at this position. Fine. Then in the third question, QRT6, you can say that it is, I am just giving them the numbers. Suppose this is position number 1, position number 2, position number 3. Okay. In the first question, number is written, number 4 is written here. Number 4 is written here. And in the third term, I would say, second term is the missing. In the third term, it is here at 3. Then in the fourth term, number comes here. In the fifth term, number comes here. I hope you are getting some logic. And one more thing, these numbers are also increasing. Here it is 4. In the first term, we are provided with 4. Second term, we have to find. Third term, it is 6. Next term, it is 7. Next term, it is 8. So clearly, without going for a second thought, we can say that in the second term, we will be having 5 as a number. But if you look in the option, there is only one option in which 5 is present. There is only one option in which 5 is present. So straight away we can mark B as the answer. It will be QR5. These things we would have applied in depth only if there are 2 or more than 2 options having 5 in it. But in this question, this is the previous year, I guess year 19, this question was asked. But we can simply looking at the numbers 4, 6, 7, 8, it means 5 is missing. So only one option is having 5 in it. We will quote it. I hope it is clear, my dear. Fine. Let's go for the next question. For this question, I am giving you 30 seconds. Please attend this question. I hope you have tried. Okay. So this kind of questions, we generally look at the sum or the difference of the terms. But sum or difference of the terms is not giving us any clear idea. So here difference is 34. Okay. Here difference is 40. Fine. So what we should do? Can we just fill this gap? What is the gap here? 6. So we can't fill this gap. Okay, beta. So there has to be a term which should be put here, and these two terms, these two differences will also create a proper sequence 34, 36, 38, something like that. So let us try this 34, 36, 38, 40. So if you add 36 in it, what you will get? 327. 327. You can check. If you put 3, 36, 6 plus 1, 7, 327. Is it present in the option? Yes. C is the right answer. I am repeating. I just looked at the difference of these terms. It is 34. Here difference is 40. It means the difference keeps on increasing. So now one term was missing here. If I insert that term, then I will get 2 more terms here. The difference between the second and the third and fourth. That will also be in such a manner that this sequence is completed. So 34, 36, 38, 40. This is a proper sequence. So 327 will be the right answer. This is one logic. Another logic that came in my mind, 400 is 20 square plus 5. Okay, beta. And this is 19 square plus 4. This was the missing term here. So this is 17 square plus 2. And first term is 16 square plus 1. So what should be the missing term? 16 square, 17 square. So here it is 18 square. Then plus 1 plus 2. So it should be plus 3. So 18 square is 324 plus 3. That is 327. So there are multiple logics, but you are getting the same answer. Okay, my dear. I hope you are getting. Okay. Let's go for the next one. Perimeter of a rectangle is 60 centimeter. Its length is twice its breadth. First of all, this is a rectangle. This is the length. This is the breadth. So what is the perimeter of a rectangle? Perimeter of a rectangle is twice length plus breadth. This is the perimeter of the rectangle. So my dear, if I consider B as x, in that case length will be 2x. Let us put these values. 2 into 2x plus x. This is given to be 60. So what you will get? 2x plus x is 3x into 2. 6x is equal to 60. So from here, we can say that x is equal to 10. So breadth is 10 and length is 20. These values we got. Then what is its area? Find its area. Area is equal to length into the breadth. So 20 into 10. It is 200. Okay, my dear. So this is the traditional approach. This is the traditional approach. Even if you don't solve this question like this, then what you will do? Now I can say that, just erase it for the moment. Now, if I say that its breadth is x and length is 2x, so can I say area will be equal to 2 into x square? So is there any number which is double the square of a number? If you look at the options, 200 is the only option which is 2 into 10 square. This is the only option. Other options are not double of the square of a number. Okay, my dear. So in the exam, you should know this kind of tricks. For that, you should know, you should have the list of some important squares. I guess till 20 square you should remember. So then you can easily attempt this question without writing anything. A tree grows at the rate of 1/5 of its height. My dear, suppose there is a number x. If this number increases by 1/5 of itself, 1/5 of x, what you will get? 5 is the LCM. So this will become 5 plus 1 into x. So can I say 6/5x? So this is the trick here. Now, can I say if original number was x, when it is increased by 1/5, if a number is increased by 1/5, then this number will become 6/5. Similarly, if a number is increased by 1/7, then it will become 8/7. If a number is increased by 2/3, so can I say this will become 5/3 times. Okay, my dear. So this thing you should have in your mind. Otherwise, if you are going step by step, then it will take your 1.5 minutes or slightly more than a minute. So what you do, there was some number, the original value was 75. It is given. The original height was 75. When it is increased by 1/5, if a number has to be increased by 1/5, what we do? We multiply this by 6/5. Then it is happening after 2 years. After 2 years, it means we have to multiply by 6/5 2 times into 6/5. So simply you do this. 5 15 ja, 5 3 ja. So you can say 6 into 3 18, 18 into 6 is 108. That is the answer. I am repeating, my dear. If a number has to be increased by 1/5, then this number will become 6/5 times itself. This is happening 2 times. So we have to multiply the number by 6/5 2 times. And the original number was 75. 5 5s are 25, 25 3s are. So 6 into 6, 36, into 3, 108. This is the answer. Okay, so within 10 seconds, you can get the answer to this question. So in the exam, you will always get some question which can be attempted within 10 seconds. There may be a question which will take slightly more than a minute. So how can you compensate those questions which are taking more than 1 minute? By taking less time in these easy questions. Okay, beta. So it is rightly said that extraordinary is nothing but adding extra to the ordinary. Fine. It means, how can you get some extra score? You are supposed to attempt all the questions which are attempted and which are made correct by maximum of the student, or even an ordinary student can answer the question. You can't afford to skip those questions. Fine. So if you take less time in these questions, then you will be spared with some time that can be utilized to attempt some extra question. Then only your score will become extraordinary score. Okay, beta? Next question. We know that the time taken by a train of length L, to cross a tunnel, bridge or a platform is equal to length of the train plus length of the bridge or length of the platform divided by speed of the train. This is the formula. Time taken by a train having length LT to cross a tunnel, platform or a bridge of length LB will be equal to time is equal to length of the train plus length of the bridge divided by speed of the train. But one more thing is here. These lengths are in meters. Fine. Lengths are in meter, but speed is in kilometer per hour. So what we need to do, so to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, kilometer per hour to meter per second, we have to convert this speed, kilometer per hour to meter per second. In that case, what you do? Multiply by 5 by 80. Reverse of this, meter per second to kilometer per hour, multiply by 5 by 80. Fine. So use this formula. What is the speed? Speed is equal to 90 kilometer per hour. So 90 kilometer per hour can be written as 90 into 5 upon 18. That is equal to 25 meter per second. I hope it is clear to you. So here speed is 25. Okay, my dear. Now substitute these values. Substituting these values, I'm just erasing it. So we have to convert the speed in meter per second. But one more thing, if the lengths are in meters, speed is in meter per second, then time should be in seconds. So it is given that 1 minute, my dear, 1 minute can be written as 60 seconds. So substitute these values. 60 is equal to 600 meter is the length of the train plus length of the tunnel or length of the bridge divided by 25. So you just cross multiply. 60 into 25 is equal to 600 plus this one. So this is coming out to be 1500. This 600 will come on the left hand side. It will be subtracted. That is the length of the bridge. So length of the bridge or the tunnel is 900 meters. Other than this formula, you have to take care of two things. One, time should be in seconds and speed should be converted into meter per second. How can you convert the speed? Kilometer per hour to meter per second, multiply by 5 by 15. Okay, beta? So these two things you have to take care. So when you are doing this, then your length of the tunnel will also come out to be meters. Next, a seller sold a box of 10 pencils for rupees 80 and incurred a loss. Had he sold it for 98, his gain would have been twice the loss incurred earlier. The cost price of the box of the pencil. My dear, I am considering the cost of the box is C and selling price is S. So first case, there was a loss. I am considering the loss as X. Loss is equal to cost minus selling. Cost minus selling. So earlier the selling price was 80 rupees. Fine. Selling was 80 rupees. This is my first equation. Now he is selling at 98 rupees, then he is making a profit. Then profit is equal to, here I am writing the formula, loss is cost minus selling and profit is selling minus cost. There will be a profit when selling price is higher than the cost price. So second equation will be, he is making a profit. So profit is selling minus cost. That is twice the loss incurred earlier. So it will be 2x. So if you add these two equations, what you will get? This is 18, 98 minus this, that is equal to 3x. So x will be equal to 6. X is equal to 6. we have to find the cost price. So substitute this in the first equation. So C minus 80 is equal to 6. So cost price will be 86. Very easy question. Okay, beta? Fine. So most of the student will be solving this question in this manner only. Fine. So, but I will give you a shortcut for this question. Earlier, in the first case, when he was selling at 80 rupees, there was a loss. And when he is selling at 98 rupees, he is making a profit. It means cost price has to be more than 80, but it should be less than 98. So cost price is between these two numbers. Fine. So cost price should be more than 80 but less than 98, because on selling at 80 he's making a loss. So cost has to be more than 80 and less than 98. So suppose this gap is X, then this gap should be double, huh? Because in the question it is given that the profit is double the loss incurred earlier. So can I say, my dear, this total gap is 3x, 80 and C gap is X, C and 98 gap is 2x. So total gap is 2x. And what is the total gap between 80 and 98? This gap is 18. So 3x is equal to 18. From here I can say x is equal to 8. So this gap, cost price has to be 8 rupees more than, sorry, x is equal to 6. 3x is equal to 18. X will be equal to 6. I hope you understood the questions that I explained, and please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that whenever we are updating any new video on our platform, you will be getting the updates of that. You will get a notification. Okay. Thanks for watching the video.